Good morning students, welcome back to Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School online classes. Students, let's start with one of our another topic, that is 18th century political formation. As the name itself is suggesting, 18th century was the time period in India when new dynasties or new political formation was taking place. First of all, in this chapter we are going to talk about if something is new getting formed, that means there is destruction of the old thing. So what does that mean? That means earlier Mughal Empire was there in existence, but till the end of the 18th century there was downfall of Mughal Empire, there was crisis of Mughal Empire. Now let's have a look. We will see about the various factors which were responsible for the downfall of the Mughal Empire. What was the first reason? The first reason was one of the Mughal emperor, that was Aurangzeb, and he just completely exploits the Deccan area, and he was not capable of administrating Deccan area well, he was not capable of handling the resources well. He exploited all the resources. Other than that, this was a time period when we are seeing that new powerful mansabdars and nobles were came into existence. Many groups like peasants and zamindars, they started criticizing, they started rebelling against the Mughal authorities, against the Mughal powers, and Mughal Empire faced challenges by many groups. Now let's have a look. We will see or we will talk about the various groups which gave challenge to the Mughal authorities at that time. So you can see here what were those groups. Those groups were your Iranis and Turanis, and you can see here these groups basically seized all the economic resources, all the economic power, administrative power from the Mughal authorities. And the Aurangzeb successor was even not capable, he was also a big failure and was not capable of handling all the resources well, and everything was in mesmerized situation. So you can see here all these were the reasons which were responsible for the downfall of Mughal Empire. Now we will talk about the formation of the new dynasties or the new states that came into existence at that time. So let's have a look, students. We will see here. If we talk about the emergence of new states at that time, what we found? We found that new governors, new subedars, new zamindars, they were appointed, they were formed, and basically in the 18th century we found three sorts of big or massive rebellion groups or massive powers, we can say powerful groups, and these three groups were, first one belongs to the Mughal provinces only, old Mughal provinces which were still there under the control of Mughal authorities. Second one belongs to your Watan Jagirs of Rajputs. Rajput peoples, they were various and they were known for their fighting spirits. And third one belongs to the other categories like your Jats, Marathas and others who seized their independence from the old Mughal provinces and from the Rajputs. So let's discuss about all of them one by one in detail. If we talk about the old Mughal province, what we see, you can see here clearly that the old Mughal provinces are Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal. Now let's see about them one by one. If we talk about Hyderabad, what we found, you can see here clearly that in case of Hyderabad, what we found that Hyderabad was one of the states which was founded by Asaf Jah. Second thing is, he had a constant struggle with the Mughal authorities in order to gain the powers, and he was very ambitious person. He was the one who not only founded Hyderabad, but he had all the economic resources, all the financial resources, all the administrative powers. That means you can say complete hold or control over Hyderabad. founded by Sadat Khan. Sadat Khan was the one who founded Awadh, and like Hyderabad only, he was having complete control over Awadh. Either you are talking about economic resources, either you are talking about your administrative resources, either you are talking about military powers, other resources, everything was completely under the control of Sadat Khan. And he was in his area or in his existence, we can see a clear influence of the big money lenders and the bankers at that time. And the third one under the Mughal old province was your Bengal. So let's have a look about Bengal. Let's talk about Bengal and just see who founded Bengal and what are the things probably present there. So you can see here that Bengal was founded by Murshid Quli Khan, and like we see in the case of Hyderabad and Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan also had complete power, complete military power, complete administrative power, all economic resources. So let's see that all these old Mughal provinces have certain common features. Let's talk about that. What are these common features? All these three administrative systems run on tax collection system, either in one form or in other form. In all the three provinces, tax was collected, which was only deposited with the Mughal emperor, as these were Mughal provinces only. And second thing is, in earlier also I told this thing to you, that in all these three Mughal provinces we saw an established relationship between bankers and merchants. Now let's move to our next topic, that is regarding Rajputs. I already told you Rajputs were known for their warrior spirits, fighting spirits. They were warrior kings. They served under Mughals for sovereign autonomy, but after a particular moment of time, they started fighting for their autonomy, for their power, and slowly and steadily these things came into existence in the 18th century. After a long struggle, after a long fight with the Mughal provinces, they finally established their independent power. Now, at this moment, that is during 18th century, they need not seek any permission from the Mughal authorities. And students, the last chapter of our topic is seizing independence, in which we studied about the various groups other than your Mughals and the Rajputs who also fight for their power with both these established groups, that is with the Mughal as well as with the Rajputs as well, in order to gain independence, in order to seek powers in their hand. Now which are these groups? These groups are the Sikhs, the Marathas and the Jats. These all three groups fought for their power. I hope you just liked the chapter and understood the concept very well. Basically in this chapter we studied about old Mughal provinces, about the Rajputs in new states, about the Rajputs and about the other groups who fight for their independence, which were the Sikhs, the Marathas and the Jats. I hope you liked the chapter very well. Now let's just see about their features also. If we talk about the Sikhs, you can see here, basically they formed one of the great association of them, which is known as Dal Khalsa, the bands of Sikhs. And in case of Maratha, you can see here, if we talk about Maratha, what we observe, you can clearly see here, students, in case of Maratha, we observe that they also fight for the power in order to gain independence. They fight with the passion. One of their great leader was Shivaji, who belongs to the Marathas only. And the last group, that is the Jats. In case of Jats also, you can see here that Jats were also known for their fighting spirits, their warrior spirits, and even Jats also belongs to the category of peasants and zamindars, but still they continue to seize power, seize independence in their hand, and finally they got successful in seizing their independence during the 18th century. So that's it about our chapter. Hope you like the session. So like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you, students.